My family drinks a lot. It is always, and I mean always, to the point where they are shit-faced and you can't even have a legitimate conversation with them unless you are drunk as well. They'll do it for any family gathering, and a lot of the time my mother will drink on any given day. I don't drink at all. Because of this, I don't really hang around them much anymore. We didn't have much in common to begin with, and growing up we didn't have the best relationship. As I have gotten older, we talk more in the morning or during the day, and I don't mind speaking with them or hanging out with them. It's just once they start drinking it's unbearable. I can't talk to them, they try to peer pressure me into doing stuff, are unable to understand any social cues, get angry and rowdy, and it's just not fun for me. I get they like drinking, and for the case of my mother, she struggles with alcoholism. I don't expect them to stop drinking just for me, nor do I think they would even if I asked. The problem is my mother always asks why I don't really hang out with them anymore. Every time I always give an awkward laugh and say I've been busy or something. What sucks is even if I tried to plan something, they would start drinking during that event. Now since I don't see them anymore and said something like, hey, could we not drink today, they would immediately know I don't see them because they drink. I just don't really know what to do. I miss hanging out with my family, but their alcoholism has gotten so bad. Whenever I do try to stick through it, I just don't have a good time at all. TLDR, my family drinks a lot, I stop seeing them as much because they get too drunk and I don't drink. They all ask why I don't see them anymore and I miss seeing them, but they all drink too much.
Hey guys. I'm 25, she's 22. I've been with her for a year and a half. She is an absolutely lovely person. We both aren't perfect, but she's a kind, sweet person. I'm starting to realize we have different values though. I love working out, she loves sitting at home with housey plants. I want to travel and see the world, she wants to get a house and settle down early. This is going to come across really shallow and horrible too, but I have to say it. She's put on a significant amount of weight in the last year and I just don't find it sexy. She doesn't like it either. I've tried to encourage her to exercise but she just refuses. She's very defensive as soon as I offer help. She's quite a self-reliant girl. So as soon as you offer help or even slightly sound like you might be suggesting she does something she doesn't want to but would be good for her, she goes on the defensive. I am finding it really hard. I love her as a person. But I just don't want to have sex anymore with her. She doesn't dress nice anymore. Doesn't really make any effort with her appearance. It's not the be-all and end-all, but a little bit of effort is nice. I try to maintain my physique and dress nice and stay smelling fresh. I'm sorry to come across as so shallow. I really care about her. But this is bringing down quite a lot. I feel like I hurt her if I even slightly try to bring it up in any way.
My boyfriend and I have been together for about 16 months now, and all I can say is that getting him to do any of the little things has been heartbreaking. He always asks me what I want for my birthday, for a holiday, etc. I always say, I love the little things most, like things from your heart or that share an insight about how you feel. I've given him examples of a written card, some flowers, something small that reminds him of me, a mug with our picture on it, literally anything like that. I tell him these things because he's not romantic or in tune with his emotions at all, and he'll be the first one to say it. Getting him to say, I love you, is a wildly rare occasion. I went to visit him a few weeks ago and after months of begging and telling him the day before I landed, I want you to get me flowers, this was the first time he had bought me flowers ever in our relationship. I thought maybe that was a good sign. However, whenever I tell him, I'd appreciate it if you did X, Y, or Z, he says he gets saddened and that he feels like a shitty boyfriend when I point out the things he doesn't do like that. I usually just apologize because I just want the conversation to be over. I feel embarrassed that I even had to ask, and now even more heartbroken that he makes it my fault. An alternative would be, can we have one night we don't argue about emotions? Meanwhile he does little to nothing that I can see to indicate he works on the issues he says he's going to. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I told him I was sending his parents flowers for a Christmas when he was going to be visiting them. I told him I thought it would be a really nice gesture if he also sent my mom flowers, and to my dearest surprise, he agreed and said he thought it's be a wonderful idea. I especially believed him when he even asked for the delivery address. We talked about it a few times through the past few weeks, including earlier this week, every time him saying he still wanted to do it. I ordered the flowers Tuesday and there was no problem with delivery today. Well, it's now 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve. He just told me over the phone that the flowers I sent were beautiful and his parents loved them. I said that was wonderful and I was so happy to hear that. I then asked if he followed through too and when his would be delivered. Surprise, surprise, he said he didn't order any. All the flower shops didn't deliver, I tried ordering too late, yada yada. Which is also BS, because I made an additional order Thursday to be delivered to my aunt who lives in the same town as me. No, delivery problems. I don't know what to do at this point. I was so confident that he was going to do it this time. I'm so disappointed. I already feel like getting him to treat me any more than a friend is exhausting. I really thought this time would be the time he followed through. I was too stunned to say anything about my disappointed on the phone. I was coming to the realization that this wasn't a prank, he seriously didn't do it. We hung up shortly after and now he's with his parents hanging out and enjoying Christmas Eve. I feel guilty telling him how disappointed I am, as he doesn't get to see his parents a lot and I don't want to make him feel like I currently feel. But at the same time, come on. Should I wait until after Christmas to say anything? Should I say something the next time he calls? Should I ask him to call later? I'm just genuinely at a loss. I'm so disappointed. Edit, I was still very hurt when I wrote this and focused on specifically this issue, however as more and more people comment I should definitely say I neglected to mention that besides this, our relationship is stable, secure, and everything I've ever wanted. He makes me feel safe and secure in terms of no cheating, he has my back, etc. His family love me as I love them, and my family adore him. We have plans for the future to move in together as we've been long distance since May. When we're physically together, his main love language is physical touch and I'm able to feel much more loved by his hugs, his touches, etc. But I've told him that when we're apart, I need him to do these verbal things to affirm his feelings as he can't just hug me and make me feel loved. We both have new jobs and will probably have to continue long distance for another year or two, so this isn't something I'd like to just suck up for the time being either. When we're physically together, things feel perfect. It's just when we're apart, he totally drops the ball at making me feel wanted and loved. I just want effort and love when I'm not right in front of him. I want to know that even though I'm 2,000 miles away, he still wants me and he wants to put in the work for our relationship just as much as I do.
The reason why I put girlfriend is because we haven't made it official, but we go on dates and hang out a lot, plus we have gotten kind of intimate with each other. To get to the point, I work out hours a day and I am in my best shape I could be because of sports. I'm not a show-off about it or anything at all. I actually don't ever show off my body at all. I am always wearing a short unless I'm lounging around my house without company over. The girl I am talking to is a bigger girl. IDK the right word to use, but she's chubby, not saying it's a bad thing at all and I apologize in advance if it's an offensive term to use. She's curvy and with a beautiful smile and I am in love with her personality and her body too. I actually find her really hot and I myself get nervous around her because I like her so much. I've slept with bigger girls to super slim or even fit girls, but I prefer to be with bigger women for many reasons. For me personally the sex is just more comfortable and softer. She and I have made out and touched each other and she has gone down on me. I've returned the favor and enjoyed it and I kissed her around her whole body because she's hot, but she said she wasn't ready for sex because she is still nervous about what I'll think of her body and I understand that. I was in her shoes before a few years ago and I know what it feels like. So I need your help. What else can I do besides keep complimenting her and kissing her a lot when we get intimate? If I kiss her stomach when we get intimate, could it make her self-conscious?
I'm 29F and my best friend is 32F. We're neighbors, co-workers and our kids are the same ages. We've worked together for 6 years and 6 months ago she was promoted to my boss. I was so excited for her and she's the perfect candidate for the job. We talked beforehand on how we could keep work and our friendship separate, but I really didn't anticipate how much our dynamic would change. In my opinion, that plan has crashed and burned. There are no conversations anymore where she is not my boss, both in and out of work. When I talk about problems in my personal life, she tells me how easy I have it, or she uses corporate-style lingo to offer emotionless responses. She also says she can't ever talk to me about what's on her mind because so much of it is management-level information that I'm not privy to. We never used to talk about work much before, but we're in healthcare and you can imagine it's been very stressful lately. That's bled over into our personal lives. At this point, I'm just looking for a new job, which I can't even talk to her about. I don't want to pull the rug out from underneath her either, but I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Has anyone successfully navigated a friendship through a new work status? Best friend became my boss and now she's never not my boss inside and outside of work.